Get off the bus, people. Go for it. Better gun it. Better gun it. Go.
These young boys are going fishing. The catching of fish is paramount to the survival of the Philippine people. The technique of which they're a key part is called muru ami. It means chamber net. It was introduced here in the 1940s by Japanese fishermen who devised it to exploit the sharp coral reefs where ordinary trawls can't work. Essentially, it's the task of the children to scare the fish down current to a net at the other end of the reef. Each of the 250 boys holds a long scare line loaded with a rock and flagged with white plastic streamers, effectively creating an advancing wall whose sight and sound drives the fish towards the distant waiting chamber net, already anchored to the coral and open. The pounding of rocks scares fish out of hiding, but also smashes the fragile coral heads. The reef is scoured of everything that moves over its surface. All will be swallowed into the giant bag that is muru ami. With only one gulp of air in their lungs, these divers experience at least 3 long minutes, 80 feet deep. Timing is critical. The net must be raised before the fish turn and escape, but it must be carefully disentangled from the reef. Even large fish, such as the white-tipped shark, rush into this trap. There'll be nothing left on this reef. Nearly desperate for air, some boys in the net must patiently file out through the single marked opening. Every day they risk their lives like this on 10 sweeps of the reef. The whole operation has taken about an hour, and it's only the third catch of the morning. 7 other reefs will be preyed upon and swept clean of their life before the end of the day. A reef takes many years to recover from such plundering, and there are 30 of these vessels operating illicitly. It was declared illegal in 1986. More and more they must move further out into the South China Sea, not only to seek these riches on untouched, distant reefs, but to fish where the laws against muruami are not easily enforced. It was the excessive and indiscriminate nature of the catch, as well as the dangerous exploitation of the children, that led to official condemnation of muruami. But in a country with so great a population in need of food and where labour is cheap, the profit is tempting. The older men tend to the nets and sort and stow the catch. 50 tubs will be filled after each dive. The young boys are the divers and fishermen. They all share the profits. The most valuable fish will be kept packed in ice until a major port is reached. The not-so-choice fish are salted and festooned around the ship to dry. These will bring in additional income from island villages passed during the 10 months at sea. Even with your eyes closed, you can never forget there are fish on board. The crew of 500 people, usually all the healthy males between 7 years and 70 from one village, can expect to earn about 20% of the boat's income on the long, arduous voyage. For the children, between 7 and 15, that's about 60 pence a day, average for the Philippines. And the employer prefers them because they can survive in less space, eat less, drink less, and do not complain at the wage for a job that can and does kill. The older men do the cooking as well as their other duties. The meals, as might be expected, are fish, but with the addition of rice. There's no shortage of protein in the diet, but the meals are also a source of epidemic dysentery. These illegal voyages call to mind the slave ships of ages past. The youngsters only survive through youthful vitality and amazing spirit. But for the 15,000 people known to depend on muruami, it remains a necessary evil.